Alright, so today I'd like to introduce something, okay? So we've amalgamated a large amount of numbers, okay? So, it's numbers like, they teach you numbers like Google and Googleplex, but those aren't the actual names of the numbers. There's actually so the exponent like 10 to 100 and 10 to the power of 10 to the power of like 100? They have a name. Now this is just the first series, so we're probably making another episode if this video actually gets views. But basically, I'm just gonna be explaining really, really, really big numbers. Okay, so this is the list I've used. Some of this I did on my own because I know every number up to I thought it was November, but Novemtrigintacentillion. So, now keep in mind, I don't know if this is mathematically correct. I am not a god, but I will. So, some of my spelling is off, and we're just gonna go up here, we're gonna hide all this. So, obviously, y'all know. Let's see how high most people know how to count. So, like, probably, like, the average human knows how to count, like, maybe up to here. So, we're just gonna kind of hide this. Obviously, the name is really big numbers. So we got 1, 10, 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. And those are just like the basic numbers every human being knows. Like, every person should know this, but it gets a lot bigger than that, guys. Trust me. You can count to infinity. You can't count to infinity, but you can count as high as you want to go following pseudo-Latin terms, which is basically what I've used, and it's how I'm gonna count higher than this. So, after quadrillion, we got quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, and this is when it gets complicated, okay? Because we start with decillion, so we're just going to kind of go up here until we reach the end of decillion. So we got decillion, undecillion, duodecillion, tridecillion, quattuordecillion, quindecillion, sextillion, septendecillion, octodecillion, novemdecillion, okay? And then we reach Vigintillion territory, so let's go to the end of Vigintillion, which is obviously Novem, or Noven, however the hell you want to say it. So, probably going to hear me breathing into my mic a lot, because I don't have mic guard, so let's get this party started. Okay, so Vigintillion, unvigintillion, duovigintillion, trisvigintillion, quattuorovigintillion, quinvigintillion, sexvigintillion, septenvigintillion, octovigintillion, and novemvigintillion. This isn't the end, guys. It's not the end. Let's get into trigintillion territory. Oh shit, I gotta scroll down slightly. Trigintillion, untrigintillion, duotrigintillion, trigintillion, quattuorotrigintillion, quintrigintillion, sextrigintillion, septentrigintillion, octotrigintillion, novemtrigintillion. I think you get the point of how it kind of goes. Unduo, tre, quattoro, quin, sex, septen, octo, novem. So I'm just gonna start blurting out the numbers instead of putting you guys through eternal pain and suffering. So we got quadrigintillion, and then it follows the pattern. Then we got quinquagintillion, something that is a recurring pattern that tends to get really funny, is numbers like this. Quinquagintillion, there's 2 quins. That's pretty cool. Then we got sexagentillion, sexagentillion. Then we have septuagentillion, septen, septuagentillion, octogentillion, octogentillion, nonagentillion, novemnonagentillion. Then we reach centillion. Okay. Also, there's something I'd like to point out. Let me find it. Where was it? So, duotrigintillion. Okay, so y'all know Google is 10 to the power of 100. What if I told you that was 10 duotrigintillion? What is 10? You can look it up. What is 10 to the power of 100? So if you look it up, it's gonna be like this. They call it a Google, okay? No other nameable name. Following pseudo-Latin terms, it's actually 10 duotrigintillion, because 10 to the power of 99, and then it goes 10, 100, blah blah blah. I think you get the point. What is bigger than Googleplex? We'll get into that later. Okay, let's continue. Try not to lose my octo-octintillion, non-gentillion, and then centillion. So we got the same thing, it just continues. This is probably really boring. Then we got day sexcentillion. I'm just gonna say day sexcentillion. Unday sexcentillion, and so on and so on. Then we got vigentacentillion. Trigintacentillion, and then I didn't go further than that, but if you were wondering how big some numbers were, that's some really big numbers. So 6 minutes of your time wasted. Congratulations.